Recording in progress.
Hey, hi guys, thanks for joining in. Let's discuss from today some transformations. Let me write it down. Today's topic. Okay. We'll be discussing about sorter transformation today. Okay. So before I start the sorter transformation, let's go to Oracle. Let me check like what is the table that I can use. I just check like I have one table which we can use it for our discussion today. Search. So think that we have an employee source table which contains a few records, like 8 records, and they have like some duplicate records also. At the same time, they are not in an order. Okay. So we discussed when we are discussing our SQL concepts, right? What is the clause which is used to sort the data in Oracle SQL? It's order by, right? Which we'll be using. Order by is the clause which we'll be using to sort the data. By default, if you don't specify any keyword like ascending or descending, it will take by default as ascending order. See, I didn't use any keyword ascending or descending, but it sorted the data on employee ID in an ascending order. It means that by default it will do ascending. If you want a descending, you need to specify descending keyword. Okay. See, all the data is arranged in descending order. So this is how you will be doing sorting in SQL. Okay. So the same thing, like now the requirement is like we have let me connect to a different, let me check if there is a data there in the EMP stage table. So, okay, let me truncate this table before I show you how it can be done through Informatica. Okay, I'll be using this table as our target table. See, so this table is empty now. Okay, the requirement is like take the data. So like let me give you the requirement first. So business is asking us extract the data from EMP source table and sort it. Sort, remove the duplicates. Sort. And only load unique records. Unique records into the stage table. So think that this is our requirement from the that we got from the business. Okay. So they are asking us like take the data from EMP source table and sort it, and they only want the unique records into the target table, which is stage table. Unique records in the sense they don't want the duplicate records to be inserted into the target table. Okay. Think that this is our requirement. I hope that is clear. Okay. Let's go on to sort transform. Like on the SQL side, you will be using a order by clause in order to sort the data. But in Informatica, if you want to achieve the same thing, there is a transformation called sorter transformation. So sorter transformation is an active transformation, active and connected transformation. Okay, it's an active transformation, connected. So it is used to sort the data. It's used to sort the data either in ascending or descending. Okay. And the third point which we need to keep in mind is the sorter transformation in Informatica is also used to remove duplicates. And the fourth important point is like it also has a functionality of case sensitive sorting. I will tell you like what it is. What do you mean by case sensitive sorting? Okay. So these are the 4 points that we need to keep in mind when we are working with sorter transformation. So it's generally used to sort the data based upon a key column or like based upon any column in ascending or descending order. It also used to remove the duplicates. It is an active transformation and connected. Okay, these are the few points that we need to keep in mind. So let's go on to the practical lab. We have a requirement, right? We already had a requirement. We got the requirement from the business and we will be implementing the same requirement in using Informatica this time. Okay, go to like, right? In the previous session, like we discussed what are the general 3 basic steps in order to create our development. So these are the basic steps, right? That we already discussed. So what it is, so the first prerequisite step is like we need to import the source and target objects which are needed for our development to start, right? What is our source here? EMP source SRC table is our source table. We need to import that table into Informatica. And what is our target table? EMP stage is our target table, and we need to import that into the Informatica. So this is the prerequisite step. Okay, the first prerequisite step before you start your development. But go to the mapping designer. So see here, like in the mapping designer, in the source analyzer, I already imported a EMP source table and EMP stage table. I already imported. So once you import, once the tables are available in Informatica, there is no need of importing it again. Okay. So that's why I will be using the same source definitions. I already had the source definitions. That's why I will not import again. How you import? In order to import sources, you need to be on the source analyzer, and you need to go to the sources, import from database. Okay. And then give proper connection details and select that specific table. In our case, it is EMP SRC. Okay, select the table and click OK. It automatically imported into the source definition is imported into the source analyzer of Informatica Mapping Designer. In the similar way, do it for the target also. Go to the target. You need to be on the target designer. Go to targets, import from database, and give proper connection details, and select the respective target table. EMP stage is the table which I am using as a target. Click OK, and it will automatically import into your target designer of Informatica Mapping Designer. Okay. Once the prerequisite is completed, first prerequisite, so importing of all the target source and target objects that are needed for our development to Informatica, then we start the actual process, actual steps of developing the code. So what is the first step? Creating a mapping. You need to be on the mapping designer, which is this icon. See here, when I'm hovering, it's showing mapping design. Click on that icon and go to mapping step, click create. Okay, give some meaningful name. As we are discussing sorter transformation, I will be providing the name as sorter only. Okay, now what we do, we just need to drag and drop, like we have the source and target which are needed for our development, right? Just drag and drop those source and target that we needed for our development. Okay, just give some space here. Okay, so we have our source and target in the mapping. Now what is the requirement? They are asking us to sort the data based upon EMP ID, extract the data from a EMP source table, and sort the data based on EMP ID, only load unique records. Okay, because when first here, see here, like when you query this, there are multiple duplicate records. See, for Steve Jobs we have like 2 records, right? Again, for Mark we have 2 records. Musk we have 2 records. Steve Jobs, Simon Sinek is the only unique record which we have. All other are repetitive, right? So we in the table contain duplicate records. That's why they're asking us to load only unique records into the target table, which is stage table, right? So let's go back to Informatica Mapping Designer. Now, in order to create a sorted transformation, any transformation, go to transformation tab, go to create. From the list of transformation, select the whatever the transformation that you want to work with. Now, in our case, we are discussing sorted transformation. Select that one and provide the naming convention for sorted transformation is always be SRT in real time. Okay, click create, give some meaningful name and click create. Done. Now what we do, we need all the columns in the target table, right? So that's why I will be doing select all, right click and select all and drag and drop into sorted transformation. Okay, so once you are on the sorted transformation, double click. So there is no need to do anything on the transformation tab, but there is a good practice that you need to provide a meaningful description so that it will be easy for the next developers who will be joining our team, so that they can understand the code very easily by going through these descriptions. Okay, it's a good practice. Something like that, some meaningful descriptions. Okay, that will help the next developers or your colleagues or your peers to understand the code in much more easy way or better way. Okay, now go to the pouch tab. The only thing that you need to do here is, like, see here, there are three types of ports, right? One is input I, and one is O, and one is key. I is nothing but input port. O is nothing but output port. Keys is the port which we want to select in order to do, which we want to perform sorting on. So if you want to perform sorting on employee ID, you need to check this key column, key port. See, whenever you check this key port, it automatically enables the direction port, right? Ascending or descending. It's asking us to select in which direction you want to sort the data, either in ascending direction or descending direction. Okay, that's why whenever if you want to do a sorting on department ID, check that key for department ID port. See, now it's enabled for ascending and descending order. So what is our requirement? They are asking us to do sorting on employee ID. So select the key port for employee ID. I hope that is clear. So it's in ascending order only. They are expecting to do the sorting. Select that one, click apply, click OK. And then we need all the ports, right? That's why I'm just selecting all, or you can do one at a time. Like this. You can connect like that, or you can use the option like select all also. And once you connected everything, what you need to do? You need to save the mapping. And don't forget, this is Informatica is not auto save. You need to do it manually. Go and save it. See, our transformation, our mapping is created and it is a valid mapping. The first step is done. What is our next step? Here, create a workflow and create a session and link it to the specific mapping. That's the second step. Okay, I have already shared this document. You can refer it to. Okay, whenever you have any questions of these steps. Okay, so the second step is like creating a workflow. Where we will be creating workflow, we need to be creating a workflow on workflow manager. See here, I am hovering on the brown icon W, workflow manager. Click that icon. It automatically opens up the workflow manager. And if you want to create a workflow, you need to be on the workflow designer. Go to workflows, click create, and provide proper the workflow naming convention starts with WF, small WF, and then some meaningful name. Okay, I'll be giving the name on following with the S, which is session underscore. We'll discussing sorted transformation, right? So this is the name which I am giving. Give some meaningful name. Now workflow is created. In the same step, we need to create a session and configure the session also, right? Create the session and configure it, and link that specific session to a mapping. Before, like when we are creating a session, like what we do, generally there are two ways we can create. Go to task, click create, and give a meaningful name from the list. Select this type of task that you want. Here we are creating a session, right? Select session, and give some meaningful name. Or you can also create a session by using a shortcut. See, I'm hovering on a settings icon, which is session. Click that icon, click here, and select that specific transformation, specific mapping which we want to link to that session. Which mapping we want to link? We are working on sorted transformation, right? Select that transformation, click OK. See, automatically it will create a session for us. Once you create, we need to give proper connection details, right? What are the few session properties that we discussed? The first thing is like go to mapping tab. Don't worry about all these other tabs. Just concentrate on this tab for now. I will discuss each and everything later on in our coming sessions. On the mapping tab, we need to give a proper relational connection details. Okay, where is our source contained? Our source contained in source DB database. Okay, and where is our target contains? Target table contains, it is in stage DB, stage user. Okay, click OK. Once you provide the connections, click apply, click OK. Okay, you configure the session also, right? Now, what is our next step? We need to link the session with the workflow. We need to link this session to the workflow. This is the start icon, right? We need to link this session to workflow. How you can link it? You can use go to tasks tab, select link task, and drag and drop the link to the workflow. That's it. How I did it? Go to task, link task, and drag and drop this. Oh, sorry. You need to be on the other way. Go to task tab, select link task, and you need to connect workflow to your session. Is it clear? The start icon to the session. I hope that is clear. Once you're done with your developing of a workflow, you need to save your work. Don't forget that step. Okay, your workflow is also valid now. Now, see here, like extract the data from EMP source table and sort the data based on EMP ID, and only load unique records in state table. That is our requirement. Let me run before running the Informatica job. Let me run and check. There is no data, right? Now go and run. How you will be running? The third step is like execute the workflow and monitor. That's the third step. With this, we completed our Informatica development for this requirement, right? Right click, start workflow. That's it. It will open Informatica workflow monitor and see like whether it will get succeeded or failure here. Okay, it got succeeded. In order to check the statistic, right click on the session, go to run properties, and see here, go to source and target statistics. See, it read 8 records from the source table. It loaded the 8 records into the target table. Go and check. See, all the 8 records got sorted out in ascending order and loaded into target table. That's the first part of the requirement is done, right? Until here we achieved we have extracted the data from employee source table and we sorted the data based on employee ID, right? This is what we achieved. What about this one? They are asking also only load unique records in the target table. In that case, come back to sorter transformation, double click, go to properties tab. See here, there is an option called distinct. Check this box. Okay, check this box. It will automatically remove the duplicates and load the data into the target table. You made a change, right? Whenever you made a change, again, don't forget to save it. Save it. Your mapping is valid. Whenever you made a changes to the mapping, you need to refresh the mapping session also. Refresh the session by right-clicking on the session, refresh mapping option you need to select. See, there will be a yellow icon. And now when you save it, it will go away. See, that's how. Don't forget that step. Whenever you are making any changes to the existing mapping, you need to save the mapping as well as you need to refresh the session. How you do that? Right click, refresh mapping and save again the workflow. That's it. Now I save, right? So before doing that, go to session properties. We discussed in our previous session that truncate table option. What it will do? It will delete the data and load the data again. It will truncate the data and load the data in again, right? Select this option. Don't worry about all other options. We'll discuss one at a time, whatever the important ones. Okay, truncate target table option. Check this box, click apply, click OK. We made a change, save it. Okay, the workflow is valid. What that option will do, it will, before loading the data into target table, it will truncate first. It will remove whatever the data that is there in into the in the table and load it freshly. That's what it will do. Truncate table, target table option. Okay. Click apply, click OK. Start workflow. Before starting the workflow, let's see in the target table. See, previously there is a duplicate. See, Mark has 2 records, Musk has 2 records, Steve Jobs has 2 records, right? I'll run the workflow and see the observe the output clearly. We'll see like what happens here. Okay. So 8 rows read from the source, but only 6 rows inserted into the target table. Go and query the target table now. See, only 6 records we have. But see, there is only 1 Mark table, 1 Mark record, 1 Steve Jobs record, 1 Simon Sinek record, 1 Bill Gates record. But see here, there is only 1 Bill Gates record, 1 Musk record, 1 Steve Jobs record, 1 Simon Sinek record. But there are 2 records for Mark, right? Why? Because see here, the second record which is in uppercase, and the third record, the second record of Mark is in lowercase. Even though both the records are similar, since the names are in uppercase and lowercase, the sorter transformation will not detect as a duplicate. Okay, in order to handle this type of records, what sorter transformation will do, like there is one more option that sorter will provide us. Go to sorter transformation, double click properties. See here, there is a case sensitive sorting, right? Uncheck this box and click apply. Now go and save it and rerun the job. Before rerunning, made a change, right? Save. Okay, I already saved it, I guess. And go to workflow manager, and you made a change, right? Refresh the mapping and save, because we made a change, right, to the mapping. That's why I'm refreshing it. Now it's gone. Now go and run it again. Now see how many records will load into target table. It will be 5 records this time. See, 5 records. Now go and query. Previously there is like 2 marks because of uppercase and lowercase. Now go and query this one. Even that is handled now. See, only 1 Mark record, 1 Musk, 1 Steve Jobs, 1 Simon Sinek, 1 Bill Gates record is there. So these are the unique records. That's how we achieved this requirement that was given by the business. So we have extracted data from employee source table and sorted the data based on employee ID, and we loaded only the unique records into the stage table, which is our target table. That's how sorted transformation works. So whenever somebody asks you like what is a sorted transformation, you need to keep in mind all these 4 points and let them know. Okay. Sorted transformation is a transformation which is active and connected. And it also helps us to sort the data either in ascending or descending order based on our business requirement. And it also used to remove the duplicates and load only unique records. In some of the cases, we can also handle case sensitive sorting. Okay. I hope that is clear. If you have any questions, please feel free to drop a comment and I can help you back. Okay. Thank you so much, guys. Take care.